Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Encore une fidèle qui l'Amérique a pas loupé yo. Quand il va Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique a pas loupé. T'as mon bien de moi avec moi nous en somme pour moi bâti au moins néo. Mon temps dit t'as mon ça va bien pour moi il toi. Tu là loupé yo. Quand on soit du là. Allez. Envoyez. Bâti au là. Yao, abela lokeyo, bivito jobai, bivito noba, martissimo peyo. Manager Gigi, ouais t'es jamais forcé ou, si tu connais, tu connais. Animateur Choco, Nosca Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les deux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have roads? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities on the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank you again for tuning into LIBERIA Public Radio. We appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome. Safety. Okay, I'm trying to clear my area here. But anyway, safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing us together. We thank you for all that you have done and continue to do. Lord, we ask you to continue to bless all of us. We want to thank you specifically for the Republic of Liberia, what you have done and continue to do. We ask you, my Lord, to continue to bless the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good. My Lord, we ask that Liberia continue to remain in your hands. Help us. Give us wisdom. We ask you to bless your host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you. Okay, folks, those of you that are joining me right now, the show don't start until 15 minutes. So we ask you to stay with us as I'm going to now go into my regular programming of golfing. So just stay with me. Oops, I just busted my golf programming. So let's start. Okay. I don't know what happened, what went wrong. Okay, just stay with me here. Samson tour. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go with single player, and we'll go with this, and we start with that. Here we go. Now I want you to stay with me for the next 15 minutes or so. Enjoy yourself. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio on LPR this afternoon. Gonna play some golf. You see me with this. Let's see here. Now I'm on par 4, and par 4 I'm supposed to be shooting 3, and the 4th one in a hole. That means it's even. If I shoot 2, and if 3rd one in a hole, that means I'm -1. I want to be as negative as much. This is the only game where you do well when you're in negative. And one other thing I want to point out to you here, guys. If you have the opportunity to go to LIBERIA Public Radio, this program is being aired also live on LIBERIA Public Radio, internet radio. So we are also not only on Facebook, we're also being broadcast live on the internet radio. So if you type in www.liberia LiberiaPublicRadio.com, and click on the little audio icon. You will be able to hear us as well. So in case you're in an area where showing video or Facebook might not be recommended, you can go on LeBron Public Radio and watch us as well. So please share the information as much as possible. Samson Tour. Let me go ahead. Let's go ahead. Golf time. Okay, I'm on part 4, so let's watch. Here we go. Here we go. Part 4, folks. Part 4. Okay. Okay. So I just shot 292 yards. So let's go down there, and I'll pick up my wedge. This is, I think this is 7. Okay. So I want to go now 74 yards up to the green, and not only the green, but into the hole as well. So just stay with me. Just stay with me. Stay with me as I go up. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, boy, it's going. I'm on the green. I'm on the green. Second shot on the green. I'm 9 feet up. So I want to be negative at this point. So I'm on the green. I've got 9.3 feet to the hole. Folks, Samson, I don't play around. You think I'm here to... Whoa, Samson! Next hole. I'm -1. So let's go to the next hole. Next hole. Next hole. You think I had to play around? Okay. This is part 5. And it's 431 yards. So I have to shoot 4 times. The 5th one go in the hole, I'm even. But I want to be negative. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. This is a wood driver that I'm using right now. Okay. Oh, Samson. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Okay. All right. I'm 201 yards away, but I don't want to shoot into the sand. So I'm going to go on the right side. This is a dog leg. So I want to go on the right side so that I can bang it that way. I have control. I have control. Okay, let's go ahead. Samson toe. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, Jesus. I'm in the sand. Okay, that's okay. I can do sand. I can do sand. I can do. When you get in the sand, you got to plant your feet. You got to plant your feet. Make sure that your feet is not moving. So I have 20 yards into the hole. So this is the 3rd shot. So I went 1 from there. 1, 2. This is the 3rd shot. This is the 3rd shot. I want to stay on a knee. So let's go. Oh, they told that man, not easy. What kind of business is that? I'm in trouble, folks. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. It's too much power. Look at it. Look at it. I'm in trouble. Serious trouble now. There's no way I'm going to get negative out of this one. So there's no way. No way. No way. No way. I'm in deep trouble. Deep trouble. All my points going to be taken away. I have to make this in order to get maybe still on a 1. I didn't make it. I didn't make it. So now I'm plus from -3. I'm +1. I can deal with it. So let's go to the next hole. Folks, Samson toe. I got 10 more minutes. I got 10 more minutes. Stay with me. Stay with me, Samson toe. We're going to talk Liberian politics, but today, let me enjoy myself a little bit. What's giving me a hard time right now is my stomach. The stomach is giving too much problem. Okay. So on a serious note, I'm on part 3. So it's 158 yards. So part 3, I have to shoot 2 times, the 3rd one in the hole. But what I want to do, I want to shoot from here. I want to do an ace. That's what I want. That I want. I would like to have a hole in one. Let's see. I'm on the green, but I'm a little bit far away. So when I did that, I pulled it towards me. So let's see. It's 24 feet, 24 yards. 24 yards. I'm not reading the green, folks. I'm killing myself on this one. I'm not reading the green at all. Because right now, okay, so I have the green going out this way. So going this way is a little bit up the hill. So I have to, the reason why they do that so that you can say well, how much speed you want to put in. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. My people, I need to go back to total. This is ridiculous. Look at that. Oh, I passed. Man, I need to go back to total. I'm not in a hole yet. This is, I shouldn't be, look at this. I'm +3 now. That's not good. That's bad. That's bad. On par 4, I'm 3, so -1. On par 5, what do you call, I'm 2 times over, so I'm 7. So I'm 2 over 5. On par 3, I'm 5, so I'm 2 over. So I got +3. I'm in bad situation, folks. Let's see if I can redeem myself. What time is it? Okay, I got 5 more minutes. Let's see if I can redeem myself. Oh my goodness. This is just not right this evening. Come on, push it. Go. Okay, much better. Oh, I'm in the green. That's good. Okay, as I look here, if I sit down and watch the green over there, I can see that it's splitting this way. Folks, this is a serious golf business here this afternoon. Samson too. Okay, so I just need to 25 yards. I need to practice so that I will know my own strength. That has been my problem. Whoa! Oh, I hit the pole. Oh, I should have gotten in there, but I hit the pole. Okay. All right. This one's better. I didn't have to do 4. I got 3. So I'm -1 on that one. But the last 2 killed me. So let's go to the next one. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Par 4. Okay. 375 yards. So I need to go. But this is a true dog leg. It goes like this and then go out. So let's go ahead. This most likely will be the last hole before I go on to the show. There we go. Straight on. Okay. Oh. That's good. 105 yards left for me to get in the hole. I can make the hole from here. There's no question. I just need to be straight. All right. I just need to be straight. I'm in a hole, but I'm far away now. The part for me, the part here is going uphill. It said uphill, 0.5 feet per foot. So it's like 5%. Okay, so let's go ahead. 0.5 feet. That's not 5%. But and who counting? Come on. Oh my goodness! I went in and out of the hole. Oh, Samson. Okay. All right, this is even. That's good enough. All right, folks. Samson to LeBron Poverito. That's what we do here. Okay. Let me let me go ahead and get on with the show. Okay, folks, Samson to Liberia Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Please, if you can, go to Liberia Public Radio Internet program. That would be www.liberiapublicradio.com, and you should be able to see us or hear us. You're not going to see us. You should be able to hear us. And we got 2 more minutes, so we're getting ready. And because I'm on now, that's Liberia Public Radio News. This is where you will be able to hear us live. You're not going to be able to see us. But if you're not able to do that, you can still come back to Facebook and watch it as well. Okay? Samson to Liberia Public Radio. Let's go ahead. Okay? Because I'm on right now, and I'm looking at the map. On the radio station, I have 17 watching, listening from Europe. Those of you that are listening from Europe, I want to thank you very much. I'm watching the map. And we have 3 in Canada, and bunch here in Sacramento, not Sacramento, in Philadelphia, bunch in, I can tell you what state they're listening to, but I don't think it'll be a good idea. We'll just leave it a bit. So bunch here in the U.S. So thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead so we can start the program. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. If you go on Liberia Public Radio, www.liberiapublicradio, and you will see or hear us on that public radio, you will see a radio symbol, and you just click on play, and you should be able to hear us live. It's very important because what we try to do here on Liberian Public Radio under Mr. Soul leadership is to provide other means, because sometimes people want to listen, but they are at work and they don't want the video to show. So if they show the Facebook, then you have to turn the phone down because you don't want the video to show. But in this case, if you're only putting on the radio, you don't have to worry about that, because all you're going to hear is a sound, which I want you to do if you can. If you can go over there, www.liberiapublicradio.com, and you will be able to hear us live. Okay? So bear with me here. Okay. Let's go ahead. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I'm not going to go into the radio now. I'll just, I think I need to. But if I got 5 more minutes, no, 2 more minutes. If I use the tablet, I won't be able to hear it. But I want the radio. I know is on. The radio is on. So if you go to liberiapublicradio.com and you see the radio and click on the symbol, if you're somewhere where you don't want to watch through using videos or Facebook, if you just want to listen to us on the podcast, on the radio side of it, you'll be able to hear us as well, because I was listening to myself earlier. So let's do it that way. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. There's something else missing. Huh? Oh, it's over there. Okay. So let's go ahead. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again. Please share this video as much as, I haven't even shared the video myself. Okay, give me a minute. Let me share this video myself because I need to do so. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. Folks, what is happening in Liberia right now is nothing. It's not easy. It's not easy. If you have the means to go to, if you're somewhere where you don't want to look at Facebook, but you want to listen to the program, just go to www.liberiapublicradio.com and click on the radio symbol up there to say play, and you will be able to listen to us as well. Okay? So you will be able to see it. Okay? So let me, folks, please share this video as much as possible. In the meantime, let me share myself. So let's share. Samson, and what I'm sharing.
Le père, votre vignon. Cadeau! Vaimaloa! Ablenyoa! En soit tout le peu Ablenyoa. Moi, dans Kaikaïko. Fond de Siate de Sébi. Zouzou! Oh, préfet. Après, la oh, ça y est, celui-là. Alors, si je suis avec oh, j'ai la mort,
Samson, let me drink some water before I pass out. That's too much dancing. That's too much moving for me. The exercise. Hey, what's wrong with you? You think I got. No, folks, Samson told la proper reader. Thanks for joining me. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. Where among my own people, I can make a fool out of myself. I have Cecil Gore watching me. I have Mr. Barry watching me. Nakamu watching me. All brothers and sisters. Why would I not make a fool out of myself? I'm not showing myself inside, you know. These are brothers. So if I make a fool out of myself, who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter? No, doesn't matter. So, welcome. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Okay, let me do this here. All right. So, we have a packed show tonight. I hope the analysts will be able to join me. We have a packed show tonight. The situation that is happening in Liberia is very interesting. Very interesting. So, last week, Mayor Koshi was sanctioned. I felt bad. And in fact, I was on Mr. Soul's show, being ridiculous, being condescending to the United States government for sanctioning my boy. But they said no. The American government said, no, Mr. Toll, you got it wrong. This young man, you've been telling him, you've been talking to him to go to school. But instead, he continued to do these kinds of stuff. We're not going to listen to you anymore. Okay. A week later, they brought sanction against 3 other big guys. What is amazing, as far as I'm concerned, you have your finance minister is being accused of corruption. This is the same man who told us they got budget surplus, but people don't have enough to eat. This is the same man who asked for benevolent detector, but yet still he's a finance minister. This is the reason why President Weah didn't win the election. Simple as that. Simple. Now, I will go back. Let me refresh your memory a little bit. I will go back to a few things that I was reading last week. And now this week, I will try to tie it up. The term ethic and value are not interchangeable. Ethic is the concern with how a moral person should behave, whereas values are the inner judgment that determine how a person actually behaves. Ethic. I said last night on Mr. Soul's show that CDC government, when they came to power, and with all of these sanction that is going on now, I think it's fair to say that they came in without any kinds of plan to lead. From the sanction report, from the sanction information coming out, it seemed to me these people came in. Remember, Madam Esther Walker from Bond County, former superintendent, immediately the day after the inaugural program, she has a leaked tape where she said, that was 2018, she said this government is being run by 3 people, Samuel Twe, Nathaniel McGill, and Jefferson Kochi. 3. She told us that before what's his name? Moruba liquor take came up. So if you go by that, and now now all 3 of these people are now being sanctioned one way or the other by the U.S. government. So then you will think that these people came, actually, if we're going by the sanction process, what the sanction have alleged, if those allegations are something that we're going by, then these people came to really steal. They have no other reason to govern other than to steal. There's no way you can, in as much as I love and admire Ambassador Bakai, your President Weah, I'm not going to hide this. With this sanction process, these people truly came to steal. They didn't come to govern. Now, interesting thing has happened in the CDC government. There are few people that CDC have always said that these people have no interest of the government. But in fact, these people are now turning out to be the people who have the interest to lead in the CDC government. The like of Councilor Minister Musa Dean, and I would say Patrick Sulu. These people, it seemed to me that their intent was to lead and help Liberia. And so there were certain things that were going on within, and I will read Councillor Sifa's letter that he wrote to President Weah. This is getting interesting in Liberia. These people like Musa Din, you have heard many sedition asking the president to dismiss Musa Din because he doesn't have the interest of the president. He doesn't have because he refused to participate. But yet, it's the interesting thing about Musa Din. If what I'm saying is true, if Musa Din believed or knew that this thing was going on and not able to say something, he should have left, he should resign. But I'll go with that premise anyway and go with it. Okay? So, the U.S. Embassy today announced that these people, those who are sanctioned, their family members that are also listed, will not be lifetime ban going to the United States. And what is hurtful about that? United States to Liberia, if you come here in this country, then you can understand the relationship. I don't even know why they ask her to get visa to come to the United States. They should just let us come. Because the relationship is thicker than anything else. But here's the interesting thing. If you think because you're sanctioned by the US, you won't be able to travel freely or do business freely in Europe, in many other parts of the country. You can do it on the ground. But when you cut the company who's doing business with you, they will be in trouble. This is a very serious business. But let me look for Councillor Sifa's letter, read that, and then we can discuss it. This is very interesting. Okay? Folks, the situation in Liberia with these people, you know, I've been saying here from time, yes, the letter. Let me try to read this letter, okay? This is an open letter to President Weah from Councillor Sifa. He said, "Dear President, I present my profound compliments and wish to inform Your Excellency that Liberia's current democratic gain, which culminated into Your excellent recent decision to graciously concede defeat in a free, fair, and competitive contest, are being grossly undermined by the current wave of economic sanctions being imposed by the U.S. Treasury Department on a number of officials in Your Excellency government." Folks, this is getting serious. He said, Your Excellency government is on the verge of leaving power with a horror of falsely decorated, corrupt officials, something which I suspect will not only obviously overshadow Liberia's current democratic credentials on the world stage, but could later hunt and hurt you so badly that your future bid, if will ever happen again, for the higher office in this country could become a laughing stock. I think this thing really, it seemed to me that Councillor Sifa's own sanction did not impacting as much as the later round of sanction is impacting him. I think this later round of sanction is impacting him emotionally, I would suspect, and it affecting him emotionally as well. So I'm not too sure what participated this writing here. As I indicated from the onset, and which obviously led you to receive a counter advice from your, now listen to this, this is the divide between they and the current justice minister. Now you come to tell you, I told you already, receive a counter advice from your justice minister, Frank Mossadegh, to play low and let the sanctioned official, including me, cry their own cry. This thing is getting serious, he says. And it is all happening around you, and yet there is no action taken, which is why every sanctioned official looks like a convicted criminal, although without trial. This is serious. This is serious. This is serious. This is no laughing matter. We cannot, these are our brothers that are being accused. This thing is affecting them. However, I'll come down to that later. Okay. Then as now, I hereby beseech you. Oops. What kind of business? The one thing about reading from the Chinese thing here. Then as now, I hereby beseech your excellency to immediately commission. There he go. He coming now, coming to make some recommendation. Listen to the recommendation he's making. Okay? Listen to the recommendation he's making and tell me that this man is not emotionally being affected by the little round of sanction. He said, immediately commission a panel of international experts chaired by ECOWAS and co-chaired by a Liberian, and should be drawn from the Liberian National Bar, that now y'all know the Bar Association, the importance of the Bar Association. I would deal with you. But I don't even a lawyer. Why I'm getting very funny? But who cares? The Liberian National Bar Association, the African Bar, the European Criminal Bar Association, the International Criminal Court, and at least retired official from the Sanction Committee here in the United States, OFAC, and an observer from African Union to investigate this sanction against not just mere individual in your government, but co-official of your government. Excellency, I am totally innocent of what I was accused of, but my mere denial or dismissals of this allegation, as in the case of other officials, is not sufficient to set me free or to set anyone free until I can have my day in court, which is the cardinal constitutional benchmark of due process under Liberian law. I trust that your excellency will not again sweep this suggestion on the carpet, because I believe, and which is now true, that the proverbial town trap is not for rat alone. How sad is it that so many rats have been caught and ordered up? Listen to this. Listen to how he described it. This is within their circle, their inner circle. Let me read that. They can't sleep. These people are unable, don't mind them coming and make this noise. They are unable to sleep. This is haunting them. Let me read. He said, how sad is it that so many rats have been caught and others are apprehensive and jittery and skirting cover because they do not know where the chip may fall next. It's cruel to, I'm laughing, a cruel lesson that we all must learn as a weight of faith. If you have the opportunity to read his letter, you will tell that these people were not, they're not sleeping. They can't find sleep. Look, this is much, much more. Let's put it this way. I'm from Town, so I will go with the Town way. Not in Town usually, but all our villages around. If somebody died, and they believe there's been foul play, witchcraft, and they say they're going to play Sasugu, people scattering. In fact, There are those, I've seen it. I'm not going to call the town name. But there was a guy there's a little girl who got missing in the town. And they found her body in a little creek. The creek is not even high to go to knee high. But they couldn't find her for days. And finally, they found her in this little creek. On the logs, she died. And they started accusing people. The uncle of this girl said, no, I didn't do anything. Nobody have even reached to him yet. But the allegation was going around. And he decided, this Sasigu business you're hearing now from Grandjide, he decided, what? The people coming to mess with me tonight again. He can't wait. He wait. Quick, I will bring him up. But let me Jesus Christ. I thank you for you joining me. It's an honor anyway. So let me finish this sentence and I'll bring you on, my boss. So he decided that I didn't do anything. They haven't even reached it yet. But the allegation was going around. So he decided to eat this Saku's tree bark. And he ate it. What happened? In less than 5 minutes, he went up in the air, dropped on his head, dead. I know the town. People from our town know the story, and they're here with us in the United States. So this thing is just like Sasigu. The sanction, in your inner circle, those who are not on the list yet, they are shaking. What's his name told us? Let me bring my colleagues here. Sister, good evening. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it.
I can't wait to show you
from Tabata. Yeah, you think you alone coming where you Tabata. This is LPR. Thank you, Sissy. Thank you. So now that Sissy have joined me, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and take my seat. And then he and I are going to have the conversation. I appreciate you joining me, sister. Let me sit down. It doesn't mean a form of disrespect. I just want to sit down so I'll be able to watch and manage it from the table here. Sister, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Now you're supposed to be able to disrespect me again. But oh, Papa, you can disrespect me. Then I know a new 18-year old the man older than you start disrespecting me. No.
No, what I said. By me sitting down, it's not a form of disrespect to the audience.
Oh,
not to you either.
I come and say you can never disrespect me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, thank you for joining me. The situation in Liberia, say, is bad. On not just the sanction level and what have you, but it most likely going to take an emotional toll on many of these people. Yeah, I mean, if what Sarisa Seaford wrote here, if you go by that, I'm sure he's not alone. This thing is really taking an emotional toll on these people. And from that perspective, I feel bad. I don't think we should wish that kinds of stuff on anybody. But then again, these are allegations, of course. But why will you even put yourself in a position to be accused of something of this nature? You should be able to have self-control. You should be able to understand. That's one of the reasons when I'm an engineer, and in my engineering classes, I had to take 3 active classes. Yeah. 3 active classes. One of them, and I think I told you this before, maybe I said it before, but I'll say it again. One of the classes that I had, it was just supposed to be an elective. I was done with it. I just passed that and I go on. So it fooled me. It's an ethic. But when I opened the book, it had if, then, all the mathematical, numbers and stuff like that. Yeah. And I just did all my calculus. What is this? I'm going to breeze through it. Far from it. Far from it. True story. The first day when I went to class, these young kids, they got shoes, their sneakers, open toes, their pants, all dead. You see them, you think say they're from the street with the chain hanging off. But when they open their mouth to discuss, I felt like this. I couldn't make it with them. The discussion of ethic, of what are some of the things you look for. If all dog are cat, then how am I going to know? Oh, I know dog, not cat, not dog. But those are reasoning. I was lost. So after the first 2 tests, I flung. So I went to the professor, total man. I said, look, go up and come down. I don't want to see the building this semester. This is it. I'm done. You flung me, I'm not coming back. You passed me, I'm not coming back. I got to graduate. But at that time, the engineering program, you have to graduate with certain point. Other than that, you're not going to graduate. So the man said, but what's going on? So I told him, I was high on point. My point wasn't going to drop, but the intent was, I wanted to work for the state of Ohio Transportation Department. But the likelihood of you entering as a minority, if you have a good grade, big grade, 4 point or something like that, they will call you right away. And I want to maintain that. So I told the guy, no matter what, I'm not coming back. So he said, okay, this is what I'm going to do for you. Why don't you go and write me a formula, a curve on parabola, whatever it is. Just write me the formula and define it and then bring it back and see if it works. Don't write something area under the curve that the curve touches the line. It shouldn't touch because that area under the curve, that's infinity. He told me exactly, but I knew. I said, okay. So I went. I came back a day or so later. He said, okay, you are excused. So he gave me C. But ethic program is not something to sneeze at. And I'm saying all of these things because these people went to it seemed to me, they went to and now I'm going to call names tonight. The person who wrote their pro-poor agenda, okay, that person used to be at the top insider for Liberty Party. Okay, I'm not going to call his name. Okay, but that person has always been ethical. And he has another friend who also happened to be my friend, ethical. Okay, and the one that wrote this pro-poor agenda, if you go through that pro-poor agenda, if these people were just to follow that, George, we were never going to be defeated. But because they have nothing but to steal in the back of their pocket, they've dashed everything down and decided to go with this. So say, just from reading Samson, of course, he claiming he's not guilty. But what you and nobody in the American government loving to anybody in Liberia to say you're fighting over a girlfriend. Nobody. So they don't want your job, but they want something good in Liberia, so they don't put the money in a hole. It's like an investment, and they're suffering because I feel bad for the U.S. I don't mean to take all your time, but please, I feel bad for the U.S. because if Liberia is doing good, investor would take the lead, and then the U.S. taxpayer money is not going to go in a hole. But if there's no investor, United States will not sit here for Liberia to fail. So all the little money they get, they will give you little. They're not going to give you maximum. And so the U.S. is saying, no, we can't do this. We want you guys to come up by yourself. But this corruption is killing us. And I just feel bad. So say, go ahead, take it away, my brother.
So you know, as a fellow engineer, the logic class, I had to take engineering logic, but then when I started doing my work as an educator, I had to take ethics classes also as an educator because there are limits, there are boundaries, and I even had to do educational law just to know as a teacher and now as a teacher leader what my limitations are. He had to look at Supreme Court rulings and state rulings. But here is where I think from the beginning that the wheels under the pro-poor agenda bus fell off right before they left the garage. When people came to power and they were being asked to declare their assets, the head of the team, President George Weah, declared his assets, but found a loophole and kept it private. And he argued that the law did not mandate that he makes his assets public. And so because of that, all of his underlings, a lot of them refused to declare their assets. And so they knew that by not declaring my asset, if you don't know what I came with in government, how are you going to have a lifestyle audit? Which was one of the spirits for which that entire law was crafted, for folks to declare their assets so that we'll be able to have a lifestyle audit to say, here is what you came into government with, here is how much money you're making, does your salary support your lifestyle? And so when he flaunted his nose at that, and then they all started flaunting their nose at all of the integrity institutions, getting themselves involved with LACC rulings and all the other pieces, it became a problem.
Yes.
It became a serious problem because the pro-poor agenda could have been written by the saints, all of them communing together. If the people that are supposed to implement the pro-poor agenda lacks integrity and lacks any modicum of social responsibility and stewardship, that whole thing was there. It was there from the beginning. And so I read Serena's Sifa's letter today. And for me, it had me questioning whether this man is really a lawyer. Yesterday on the show, was it yesterday or the day before? When I read out the email address and the mailing address for where you can file an appeal. So Sifa Serena wants to tell us that he doesn't know how to file an appeal. He wants the president of the Republic of Liberia to convene a committee made out of ECOWAS lawyers and other people to come and sit down and say, what? You didn't do what Uncle Sam said you're going to do. And as a matter of fact, he even requested that retired members of OFAC, the Office of Foreign Assets Control, should be on that. So if you have all that time, why don't you just write and appeal and show to us that you have written at least to appeal and say, here is the proof. Since the last time I made a beam up, I say I would see to the end of this thing. I took the first step. I wrote a letter to appeal. Here is the proof of the email. You haven't even done anything because they know when they hold that rope, the bush that will come outside will not be an easy thing for them. Because these people know that they are guilty of what they're being charged with. And I agree with you to an extent to say folks should not be happy. But I tell you this, Mr. Toh, if you ever had a family member who died giving birth or who lost a child in childbirth in Liberia because of lack of medication and a lack of pay for trained nurses, you would not shed a tear for these rogues because corruption is a killer. If you can take money that was meant for hospitals and medication and train doctors and nurses, and you turn that to build swimming pool in your yard, then I deserve to be happy for you when people come at your doors calling you to account for public resources. If this is not like something that these guys didn't go shopping for. They went shopping for this, Mr. Toh. How many times were you now on this network pointing out things that these people should stop doing? They actually went shopping for this. And so now, like Malcolm X would say, the chicks are come home to roost.
Yes. So I it's sad when I say people shouldn't be happy. I'm not saying that what they did was right, but let us also remember these are Liberians, because some of us are not quite on board with this bleeding over people suffering. But what I really take out of this man, he's a lawyer, But what I really take out of it is that they are suffering. They're going through a lot. And I think if you read that piece where he said people are all over the place, town trap is not for rat alone. And I think that particular sentence and that phrase really brought it home to me to say that these people are going through a lot. Because for the like of Samuel Twe, a finance minister who has been dealing with international partners, people who believe that they're capable, that you are capable of doing X, Y, and Z, and yet still with this kinds of thing on your record, I think this is devastating. To be honest,
you know what put Samuel Twe on the list? This graph. That crazy graph he was showing around that day. You know the graph here?
Yeah.
On this graph here. That's why he on the list.
Let me bring our sister in.
About that. Then the funny thing about it is our brothers and sisters who
sister, just hold on 1 minute, please. Kotu, I'm bringing you in. Is that okay? Throw your thumb up. Okay. All right, sister, quiet.
Our brothers and sisters who don't even understand anything, when you try to teach them and tell them that their graph was trash, they will be yelling, "Paco, you strong." You see the man naked. Yeah. What was he showing on there? The man drew a curve that my 3-year-old would scribble, and he posted some things on it, and he's there showing it in studio, and people are taking this man picture and saying, "Paco, you strong." Well, Paco being too strong, he leg to he leg sanction. And that the last leg he can leg.
Kotu, good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're most likely at work. So just give us your brief and then you can excuse yourself because you're at work, I can see. Go ahead, make a statement. Oh, okay. Well, she just excused herself. So, okay. All right.
So, one thing, Mr. So, I find it, I don't know though, the inner circles of CDC, I'm dying to understand what is the thought process, because look, I know that if you give these guys Sasewu, Serena Sifos knew that there were other people that should be sanctioned too. He knew. The other rats,
and I believe he still think there are people.
He knows because all the rats that the town trap for, they all be living in the same sewage together. So you know that sewage is not empty yet.
Says let's try to clean it. These are our brothers. Let's clean it up a little bit. Roof. Let's put it that way.
No, but rats don't. No, my only rat they can live in the sewer. You know New York rats.
Says you're killing me.
Now the man that sell rats. Let me say, but honestly, Serena Sifos and Senator-elect Nathaniel McGill, along with Bill Keowe, they are asked for their day in court. They are begged their government to prosecute them, to show the evidence against them, and nobody took that bite. And now you can still tell he's still mad at the Justice Minister, because if you read his initial letter, he came out strong against the Justice Minister. He laid it squarely at the feet of the Justice Minister that his sanction and McGill's sanction was something engineered by Musa Dean.
Yes.
And if you read to this letter, he still went back and said that Musa Dean advised the president to lay low and not touch anything. So he is still blaming his being caught. Not that he didn't steal, but that Musa Dean engineered them to be on sanction list. And so today when I watch the Senate Pro Temp yelling that he will come to America and they will have this thing, I said, but they may better go John and Serena Sifos so they can drink the last part one, because Sifos they're not going nowhere.
No, they won't get you a visa. How you come to America?
Well, maybe he will go to the ECOWAS school that Serena Sifos talk about. Where do we sit on there? They'll sit on there and talk about it. Look, the problem here is these people all know that their hands got cut in the cookie jar. I think some of them are celebrating that it didn't get cut sooner. That's the problem. And to hear the Senate pro temp come talking about because Uncle Sam sanctioned them weeks to the leadership election in the Senate.
Yeah.
That was them, you know, somewhat thwarting democracy. The people wanted for you to get elected because they knew if they had come after you before election, you're going to say they're saying gibberish.
Right.
So now you're saying because you're trying to run the Senate pro tem, that's the one thing that made America, that's the one thing they don't want you to do.
Yeah, they don't want you to do.
They don't want you to be Senator pro tem, so that's the time they will release stuff. The buffoonery, these people behave like our people in Liberia are just so, they're just gullible. And I think it's about time we start calling some of these people out on those crazy ideas, right? You know what you're doing. You know what you got caught for, right? And he's there explaining that he has never taken money from a legislator. Well, that was not what they said. They didn't say he took it from a legislator. They said to influence legislation. So it could come from the legislature, it could come from business people, it could come from other government officials, but he tried to limit it to legislature like he's smart. Like the people who wrote this sanction didn't know what they were writing.
I agree. It just for me, it's a little bit sad because, I mean, does it mean that you know, with the kind of behavior of the like of Albert Chair and even the Serenity, sometimes you wonder and you start questioning your own educational value, and you start questioning, am I clean because I'm in America? If I'm in Liberia, would I do the same? These people, they're really playing with all of us, our emotions. Because these are educated people. Yeah. They have degrees. Yeah. They went to school. So what went wrong? Is it because, you know, I said that another thing I would say again. I have a friend whom, as far as corruption, everything is, he has been tested, and I know for a fact. But he and I were talking the other day, and he started questioning, why would people behave like that? So I told him, I said, look, people like you who grew up in the things of law, Jesus Christ, in the church, they gave you the ethical foundation at the very young age. Some of us were not able to find the ethical foundation. The only reason why some of us are the way we are, because we were afraid of and this is why the culture was very helpful to some of us, because you can't come to Monrovia and get caught stealing. Not only will you be flogged at the Anthony Tubman Stadium, but that your parent, your name of your whole quarter, you are damaged. And so you will have no reason to go home for vacation. So you suffer in Monrovia, eat dry rice in Monrovia, wash car 25 cents in Monrovia. And then you, at the end of the vacation time, when you go home, the people celebrate you. Your pa and your mom can't wait for you because you never brought shame to them, the fact that you're in Monrovia, okay? And so when you start working in these Lebanese stores, you don't steal anything because you're afraid. So I told you, I said, but the like of you, you have that ethical foundation built in you at a very young age. So at this point, it's already in you. So our behavior, some of us that tend to flip on the other side, our behavior will always be strange to you. So I think it's one of, because the people are educated, so say. So why would they behave like this? Something that don't belong to you. Why would you take it? These same people, if you are to bring them in the United States and give them a comparable job like what they have in Liberia now, they won't steal. You put them in a bank, they will not take people money. You put them in financial business of responsibility, they will not take money. Why they do that to us?
Well, I think is the culture of impunity, and I seriously believe that this deserves a psychological and a sociological study. But I think the fear of a guaranteed punishment here in America, that if you go left, no matter how long, you will get caught and you will get punished. Versus in Liberia, where we can say, let Liao will go. And one of my friends joked one time, he said, Liberian people, the warehouse God get for oil and hell and not easy. Got the biggest warehouse. God will leave everything with God. So you got the people in the storage to keep it. And because people understand that there is not a guaranteed punishment in Liberia, the chances of you being punished are very slim. And so there is this human tendency to test boundaries. And if the boundary is flexible, then people keep pushing. It's just like kids. You raise a lot of kids. I got my own kids. You tell them not to do something, they test it. And they see what your reaction will be.
Yeah, how far they can go.
There is not a child that just gets up one morning and they are at the mall with their parent and start to insult their parent in public. No one child just get up one morning to happen. It starts with testing boundaries. And this is how this thing starts with our brothers and sisters when they go back home. They don't just start stealing money. They start with human resource issue, with employee management, with time management. How if I go to work late today, nobody asks me any question. If I can sexually harass my female employee and nobody get any question about it, the next thing is I can take money. Right? So it is people know that those boundaries are fluid, and that's why they do it. But to your point, there are some people who inherently just have that fear in them, and they just love their family names and they know where they come from, and they would not want to have people come after their family's name. And so it doesn't matter whether the boundaries are there or not, those people will still be ethical. There are a lot of those people. I know a lot of them in Liberia, but there are some people, you give them access to power and money and trust, and if you don't put guardrails that are firm, they will take a mile. And that's just the sadly our Liberian experience.
Mr. Josh, I sent the link out on the, say if you can find the link and able to send it to Mr. Josh, I would appreciate that.
The email still working?
Yeah, I hope the 1% they need to get away from.
They mail on the email. And I don't want any in43 at Gmail. Yeah,
I know. He named it first.
They need it first, yeah. Let me send it out to you again.
But so I think I really don't know what to make of this thing, but I think there will be more coming. And some of us,
I just replied to all. Yeah. So
okay, thank you. So I hope that this sanction doesn't come close to us either, because we've been on here running our mouths.
Oh, you've been working for government, Mr. To, we know about?
Huh?
You've been working for government, we know?
No, I said some inner friends and stuff like that.
Oh. But look, man.
But the thing is, one of the good things, as much as I feel bad for our brothers, another thing is, the question that I also have, and I'm going to pose the question to you, is this. When these people started this, you explain here. Mr. George, thank you for joining. Let me put you on. If you're ready, just throw your thumb up and I'll put you on. Oh.
You can be forced.
I'm not even going to No, this is Sensei, you brought issue here tonight. Oh my goodness, Mr. Joyce. I know what Mr. So said. He said, what a ridiculous show tonight. Oh my goodness. But anyway, no, Sensei, I was going to ask you, Mr. George, thank you for joining us. I was going to ask you, after, what's his name? Monuba Modu leaked tape, did the people now realize that, yes, indeed, Monuba Modu, what he said was a liquor talk, but Liberian believe, and they continue to do those things. Were they not capable of saying, no, I better stop, because this thing is out there now? Do they not have the ability to rethink their act about rethink on what they're going to do?
I guess you know, people felt like nothing was going to come out of it. And that is what their handlers were telling them. And this is the sad thing, because the CDC invested in people in the diaspora that should have really guided them. But sadly, the people they invested in either didn't have the academic wherewithal to guide them, the understanding, or to seek it. Because remember, at one point in time, they came here and the Texas Senator Cruz was there, was supposed to be their lobbyist and all that stuff. And for some reason, these people don't understand how the U.S. government works. And they will go and target a congressperson and insult that person over and over and over, and just think that the work was done. The Molba Molu tips, if anybody were smart in the inner circle, that should have been the place where you go, let me take my hand from the people cookie job because things come outside too much. Then the sanction almost over a year ago, the chief of staff to the president, and they sanctioned the chief prosecutor, and that didn't send a message. Look, for me, right? Me, Jefferson Koji, my uncle Tamba, people have been calling his name in so many things that had to do with violence. Some are not true, especially when you look at his age, and people try to say 1990, but some people say it was beyond that they're talking about. But some were blown up. But Koji, instead of taking that to self-reflect and say, I need to find a way to get my name out of these things, he took that as a license.
Yeah.
Apparently, he read about Mobutu Sese Seko, but he didn't read to the end. Because the man dresses like Mobutu. You see his Mobutu head, right? And then he takes a machete and holds it in his hand, knowing fully well that anybody can take a picture at any time and keep it and put any story behind it. And you are making statements like, I will go behind the line and get my people. And we meet in blood and we meet in flesh. You like he did not have an advisor at all. And every time these things come up, people will go there, oh, man, Koji, you strong. Paco, you strong. You know, people there. Then he take my other uncle, the professor, doctor, counselor, Ato Tamba Johnson, to defend him all the time. So Tamba defending Tamba. And Ato Tamba can talk Tabata all day, not advising the junior Tamba that somewhere, somehow you need to retreat. So now, Mr. To, here is the part, the real stock point here, right? The Chargé affair. Did you listen? They went farther with this group.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime ban on them and their immediate family members. Look, and then they're stopping them from using U.S. banking system. You know, to wire transfer money, you have to use SWIFT. That's the U.S. banking system. That was the sanction the U.S. placed on Putin that stopped all his gas money from going to him and transferring it around. So if they're putting a hold on you using U.S. transfer system, it is going to be difficult if you transfer money from UBA Liberia to UBA Ghana. So this is really serious.
They're in trouble. So Josh, thank you for joining us. We were just discussing the sanction situation here, and what would be your own contribution? I know you've been watching. You're muted. We can't hear you. We still can't hear you.
He can't make flower, so they finish muting the hack his phone.
We can't hear you.
Nobody can hear you, but you're making plan by
We
yourself.
can't hear you. So go in and come back. Yeah, we can hear you. Are you still there?
Yeah, let him go out and come back in.
Okay. So, while we're waiting for Mr. Josh, I think this one here, it really. Let's see how we can connect this situation with the incoming. What are some of the things the incoming? What are some of the things that they need to watch out for, or is this thing it's only for CDC and close on CDC?
Oh no, I think CDC is they're just the pioneers, and now.
Since hold on a minute, let me test Mr. George. Can you hear me? What's going on? I don't know. There's nothing I can do on my end, though.
We can't hear. Can you hear us? Can you hear
me?
That election phone again.
Mr. Josh, there's nothing wrong with me. No. We can't hear you. Can you hear me?
You're doing sign language now.
Terry laughing.
You're doing sign language. You're too old man.
Okay. Here we go. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right.
You're too old man.
What's going on with your light?
Huh?
Your light. Okay, now you better. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So I think that is Samuel 12 let you show to Ivory Coast.
Yeah. To Ivory Coast.
But the question you asked is I think it's a question that the ANC, the Unity Party, should be asking themselves, and that should be the thing on the board in whatever room they meet to have the strategic meeting. When they meet to have their cabinet meetings, when they're in power, it should be right there. How would the Liberian people judge you? And are you Meniski? Are you catchable? Because here is the problem. The CDC and every Liberian are going to be watching for fairness. It cannot be that some people get sanctioned for doing. Yeah, now we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Now you.
It cannot be like some people get caught and punished for doing an act while other people do the same thing and get away with it. As a matter of fact, I think the rope is going to be tighter around the Unity Party than it was around the CDC. Uncle Sam, because a lot of people are giving long rope. Like if you think about Tamakoji, he was given a very long rope. You think about Samuel Tuet, he was given a very long rope, right? And I don't think the Unity Party government officials will have that same length of a rope. I think Uncle Sam would be fast to yank them and pull strings really fast. And so I think JMB is being forced, even if he didn't want to do it, and I hope he wanted to do it, but if he didn't want to do it, he would be forced to be transparent. He'll be forced to audit. He'll be forced to try people for theft of public property, because Uncle Sam is just laying them out, and saying, here are the people, here they are, here are your people. You know, and if they refuse to investigate, then early on that's going to tell us where they at. And right. that is not going to be good for them. So Uncle Sam is kind of forcing the hands of JMB and his team and to make sure that they have an investigation, a robust investigation, and that people pay for their crimes against the state. But beyond that, I've already listened to Darius DeLong. He said the loophole in the asset declaration law that allow people to declare the asset but keep it private, their first act is going to be to try to change that. so that you declare an asset and you can't keep it private. It becomes public. That is where now some of us who are citizen journalists will be looking at how much you came into government with and where you got all these properties, and we're looking at how much money you're making to see if the money you're getting paid can indeed support your lifestyle. And if it cannot, then we start blowing alarm and we start calling people to account. So JMB government, their hands are tied. That they have to do the right thing. They will be forced to do the right thing, and they have to do the right thing. If they were thinking otherwise, they have to wake up from their sleep.
I agree, Mr. George. I also would suggest that JMB government will also use this opportunity to lock those who are not suitable but family members, to lock them out, to say you can't come in here because you will be cut. And also, the Unity Party have been there before, and they have records. So many of those people that are coming with a JMB, most likely many of them used to work on an Elling, and they already have an established record that perhaps Uncle Sam have already started looking at them. So I'm not too sure at what point they will come. So those people, if they're coming back, they will not be very careful. And you will now have to watch to see who turned down position and who. It's going to be very interesting. No, I'm busy. I don't feel good. I'm too old for this. If you start hearing that kind of, then you know. Mr. Josh, go ahead.
No, let me say something, Cece. There was a reason this thing was delayed. Because the U.S. felt that before the election, if they were released any name, people would have said they wanted to undermine the election of President Weah. And that's why the ambassador said that they will wait after the elections, before names sanctioned, there will be more sanctions. Because if they would have started during that course of the time, the people would say that, many Liberians would have said that they want to undermine George Weah government, so they just left it like that. Now, having said that, look, these people, one word I would describe them: grief. Grief. Look, I don't feel sorry for these kind of people. This is not an accident. I don't feel sorry for them. The people I feel sorry for are those children. Those children who's sitting on the floor trying to learn something. Those children who cannot afford a meal. These people deprive those children of a daily need of education, healthcare, clean water, electricity. They deprive these children of all those things, only to benefit their children and the families. I always say this thing: these people, they intentionally do this thing because why? They want their children to get the best education, so when they go back again, they will succeed in. And those people, children, will still continue to serve them. So this thing is planned by these people. It's an organized cartel. They say, you know what? You provide children good education, they will start challenging our children. They will start asking our questions. So the best we can do, let's just keep them down there. When our children come back, they will come and serve our children. This is exactly what the people have been doing to the country. It's not just this group of people.
George, do you really believe in that? These are people that are from Southtown. These are people that are from Jogwentown. These are people. They are not your elite of the 80s. Do you really believe that?
You got to mix up.
Okay.
There's no difference between these people when it comes to these kind of actions. There's no difference between them. We complain in the 70s, in the 80s, that our people, that these people, the elite group of people, 1%, were ill-treating us. They deprive our education. They deprive our people basic necessities like hospitals and things. They deprive them. We spoke about these things. We fought them. Now, the one that we said they are indigenous, they came from West Point. They came from Jogwentown. They came from Bomonima. They came from Webo. They came to power Look, what is the difference? They're riding the same flashy car, living in homes that they could not afford at the time. What the changes that you saw that these people have made in rural areas to impact the children of those communities, that they can feel that, you know what happened? If I fight hard and work hard, I will be like this tomorrow. What are those facilities provided? Just take your or you know one putting this in old bottle. Just to say. So I don't feel for these people because they had the opportunity to change the life of many of those villages they came from, communities that they came from. But they chose to go, they chose to go the other path to enriching themselves, their families. Many people talking about their children are either in Ghana, Kenya, or America. So they don't know if GDL Gibson is leaking. They don't know, they don't feel that Tottenham High is supposed to be painted. Look at Tottenham High.
Your partner over to my house.
Yeah, Professor Zago. The man who told us that the Weird government would start paying girls children to go to school would get extra phone. He on tape for 8 years, they said. But look at what happened. And you expect me to be in sympathy with these people? No, I'm in sympathy with other children who from Drakmentown, Sonuwen, Bishop Brook, who cannot afford to sit down in a fitting classroom. And these people, because of the grief, they have deprived these children. Today, now they say, oh, I was just thinking of everything today, and the American did the right thing. But I want them to go further. Today, now they are saying, no, it's not just your wife, or wives, or what, but your children. Now they go to a banking institution. These are the steps people are supposed to be taking so people can feel it. That's how when you deprive other people, the life that they live, you know it, you go back to it. So these are things, because I don't have problem. If you work hard, you send your children to America, I do not have anything to do with it. I'm happy because you are supporting them with your hard-earned money. But you cannot take the state resources to support your family and deprive the children of the country. Then someone said, oh, you know, we are all Liberian. No, we're not all Liberian. I don't ride that way.
So,
and let me say this to Serena Seaforth. No. Abotier, come on, man. Are you people very serious? If the American government, you say the justice minister, you want to blame the justice minister? No. What the justice minister maybe have seen, you and my business system, I have not seen it. And probably maybe you told the person, Mr. President, maybe you and myself, what we see, or what they show, or what they tell us, please, don't open the can of worms. Not leave it like that yet. Because if you open it, who knows? Maybe your hand too will be in the cookie jar, or your hand is in the cookie jar. So just leave this thing here. Maybe a quiet now, we can ride the ship. That's all what happened. You think Serena Seaforth, allegation made against Serena Seaforth, Jefferson Kochi, Samuel Toy. You don't think that? No.
Let me ask you this. For me, now looking at this thing, my mind is just, the wheel is turning all over this place. I think what this sanction have done to say that these people are corrupt, even though they have not proven or have they given out a certain dollar amount. But if these allegations are true, that also now put the income into a situation where Liberians now, their expectation instead of being low will now be high, to say if you don't carry out corrupt practices, you should have enough money to do things for us. So we demand, I demand the school that is in total to be fixed. I demand, because if you, the only way you're not going to do it, if you do corrupt practices, then you will stifle the money out from under us. But if you come and you call yourself clean, these things should be taken care of. Because Uncle Sam is saying there's enough money in our country to be able to help, except people are taking it illegally for themselves.
Well,
Is that something that perhaps you worry GMB as well?
Well, yeah, because I mean, for me, I think the issue of when Americana spoke about expectations, I think he was talking people shouldn't be expecting the price of rice to drop back to pre-WIA days on the first day, and everything return to status quo ante before George WIA on the first day. But you were right, because Liberians now know how much money has been siphoned out of the country, and how an elite few have managed to amass wealth for themselves, while we're having one of the highest infant mortality rate in the world, and while we're having one of the highest rate of childhood poverty and childhood hunger. Right, you have a few people becoming millionaires, and you have a lot of children that can't afford a single meal in the daytime. And so, yes, so the Liberian people will be expecting more in that sense. And I think that is why it's upon us to start to demand that people are publishing the salaries of these government officials, like Gonglo has been saying. All these presidential appointees, we should know how much money they make. It should be published, and their assets should be declared, so that we know how much money you're bringing in and what you have. Because then the likes of us can start to look at education and look at where are the waste in the education ministry. How can we, what are programs that need to be closed? Where are programs that have been mismanaged that we need to look at to make sure that the waste in the public space is limited, is minimized, so that we collect all of those waste and put them back into, for example, what I wrote about, the urban-rural educational gap. Right, in America, we worry about the educational gap between races, right, blacks and white people achievement. In Liberia, it's an urban-rural gap. The further away you are from the capital, the less likely it is for you to have access to quality, credible education. And so, why is that? So now we got to start looking at how money is being mismanaged and misused. Like for me, in the Ministry of Education, to make sure that we can close down all of those gaps and those loopholes, and that those money can be redirected to Towntown, to Slow, to places where, you know, sometimes you have to, within a 25-mile radius, you have one elementary school and no junior high school or high school. And so for me, yes, to answer your question in a roundabout way, absolutely. Liberian people will start holding these government to a higher standard, and we'll be expecting them to make sure that they're looking at government spending, and they're making sure that they are cutting off the pork and all of the fat, and they're running a lean government to make sure that they are getting rid of all of these unnecessary spending and this stealing, so that it goes right back to the Liberian people. So,
Mr. George,
yeah,
what are some of the things with this sanction stuff in mind and your back of your mind? What are some of the things, pitfall or pothole, whatever you want to call it, that incoming Ambassador Baka and his people need to watch out for, so that they do not fall within the same realm as CDC, and where you as a citizen will be watching for as well, to make sure that these people did not start anything funny in terms of Liberian people resources, natural resources or money or whatever.
Let me say this. I have said it in over and over. I want to see Honorable Baka cabinet first. That's the first thing. The list of caliber people that he will bring.
You're the police director.
So I want to see that. Since I said something, but I want to go one point, a little bit. Look, there are people who work in government, don't have car, but they get gas slips. That's waste. That's waste. I have not checked again, but 2 years later, when I checked Ghana, remember Ghana Parliament was making 3,000, I think 3,005 or 3,007. I've been 2 years ago. I will check again and see. And look at Ghana economy and the population of that country. The Parliament, I don't think Parliament, I will check it, but I don't think right now they make up $5,000. They don't make it. The last time when I checked, they were making, I think, 3,005, 2 cars, and what they call made a house girl. That was it. Liberia, Small countries that we don't have the money. I think favor what poor country in the world. Why someone will be in parliament working with $7,000-8,000? For what? I think what I want, one of the things I want to see on my Bwaka doing is that to set up a committee, an economic team, to study the cost of living in Liberia. So based on that, have a data that they can say, you know what happened? Minister, you can make $5,000 or $7,000 based on this kind of information we have, the cost of living in this country. Parliament, you cannot make this kind of money. And what I always say, if they want to resist it, put them against the public. Tell the public, say, this is what I want to do, but people are standing in the way. That's how you do it. Because if we want to move that country forward, those are some of the steps Honorable Bwaka should take. How can a speaker get $2.7 million, a deputy speaker, $1.7 million for his office? My people, where is the speaker going? Who he entertaining? Those are the things Honorable Bwaka and his team, the economic team, they should look at. Those are some of the waste in the government. Like I was saying the other night.
Hold on, Mr. Josh. Hold on 1 minute. Carter, if you're ready, just throw your thumb up and I'll bring you in.
And I was saying the other night, government vehicles. Not everybody working 24 hours. Minister, deputy ministers, director, deputy director, okay. They can have vehicles for 24 hours. I get that. But the rest of the people, those cars should be parked in the night. Is you save the government money, gasoline. On the weekend, those people are not working. Why were you're not working Saturday and Sunday? Why would you want to be using government car and run? Who paying for it? These are some of the things that Honorable Bwaka should take to send a message that, look, the days of these things are over. And you talk about the people, the people, you're talking about people. Honorable Bwaka has to look at the American forcing the Unity Party government. What they didn't want to do, they will have to start doing it. And the Liberian people are getting the message. Before anybody now to serve in government, they have to look at your credential, your record. They will now have to cross-examine it to make sure that job you're applying for, they're giving it to you, that you qualify to do it. And these are the things we must continue to hold any government now in power, that all of the days of that order is over. We want to move this country forward, but at the same time, we should not create a room for people to continue to make the same mistakes. Corruption as usual. No. The asset declaration, as Dylan said, they should pass that law, publish your asset, declare it and publish it. No hiding. If you work in the price and you make your money, you come, that's it. I remember during the PRC, Mr. Told remember, the richest man in the PRC was Oscar Kuya. When the government asked, he the only person that had $10,000. The late, I think, Oscar Jayi Kuya. He was the only person that had money up to $10,000 United States dollars. Oscar Kuya at the time when when PRC said everybody should declare the asset. Oscar Kuya. The rest of the other people, zero. So let us start from somewhere. It's not late. And I expect Honorable Bwaka, Koto is here to please not to make the mistake that George Weah made. Because the people felt that they were going to be there for the next 12 years. In fact, I used to say 18 years. So they were like, what are we doing? Nobody will ask us. We will do it and get away with impunity. Nobody will ask us. But unfortunately, things did not go the way they were thinking. So right now, they were caught flat-footed.
Remember this picture?
Yes, I'm not sure. You're shut up. This is it now.
Okay.
So I was just doing so-called thing about Honorable Bwaka, the Unity Party government would be forced to take some decisions that they didn't want to take.
Okay. Thank you. Kotu, can you hear me? You got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, all right. So I know you've been listening. Thanks for joining us. What will be your own contribution and before we move on?
Thank you, Mr. Tu, and thanks to our fellow panelists. And to the people of Liberia, I want to say hi, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are this time. We have been listening to the incoming president, and one of the things that really gravitated me towards him was he knows where the resources are. And when they ask him,
What do you mean by he knows what the resources are? What do you mean by that?
that's why I'm coming to explain.
Okay.
Okay, he went on to say there are loopholes that funds are going in, misdirected in, that he thinks that those funds can be directed in a positive way where, like, we will have, we may not have like 50% or 100% equity distribution among people. But if my mirror is in one county, Titi is in the other county, they will have some sort of enjoying portion of the resources as compared to a few group of people just enjoying the resources. That is, I listened to Pa George talking about gas clips. He talked about that they were going to cut down the gas clips and things. Because why would a person be getting gas clips and he's not having a car? He's not having a vehicle. What is he using the gas clip for? Then he talks about this communication card.
Scratch
Okay,
card.
scratch card. Okay. Then he talks about where the president is giving certain amount a day just for feeding.
I think 2,000 some dollars. 2,000
Just
some
for feeding
dollars.
a day. You have your salary. Why can't you feed yourself? The government will have to be responsible to take all of those initiatives. So those were things that, that I felt that, yes, if he tackled these areas, funds that are directed in that area will be, directed to hospitals, to schools, that the rest of the people, my married child can go to school and have like in Eddie Johnson town, they were starting the free primary education, which was helping a lot of parents with their education. And if they have job where you create an environment, a secure environment, because that is having a security, a private security, not 100%. We know security is hard to maintain, but to some level where people can be secured in doing their businesses or having a private sector job that will be able to take care of their homes. So those are places where he targets things. So, like you were saying, he was saying what we will be doing. For me, those are the things I want to be seeing. If I don't see those things, you won't believe I will be one of the first person I will start pointing it out, because those are areas that we're pointing out. We are concerned, not
So let
just
me
one person. When you listen to the incoming VP, one time he said it. He said it's the privilege that they have to be senators for everybody. They immediately they enjoying, the rest of the people not enjoying it. And there's a time that I think by this time, like what it said, their salary should not be at that level where you have teacher having maybe just 100, 200. You cannot have one man having 7,000 that goes to work only 2 times or 3 times a week, and the other people that are going to work almost 24 hours a day or 12 hours or 8 hours a day that cannot even get $200 a day. So for me, those are the areas we're going to be targeting. Make sure that funds be directed in a positive way than the negative way he have been in the past.
Okay, let me go to Sissy. Sissy, because we just point out some things that the incoming seem to recognize from past experience, that there are certain area that perhaps he might want to look at in terms of covering the whole. But then the question is, as former vice president, his office on the office budget when he was vice president, I believe there were more than 500,000 or so. So is that something that he might even look into as well?
Well, you know, and I want to be fair because the budget of the president and the vice president is set by the legislature. But the executive does have immense influence on that. And I will hope that the president-elect and the vice president-elect, because I listened to Senator Kuhn when he made that statement that Koto just talked about. And I have no reason to doubt him. I got no evidence that he's not genuine. I got no evidence. So I believe that, and I hope that he does that he ensures that they understand the gravity of how blessed you have to be to become a vice president amongst millions of people, to become the vice president. And that you understand that people have signed to you that you are their power of attorney, that you can act on their behalf, and that you act on the behalf of their children and their grandchildren, that you lay policies in place that create opportunities for everybody, not for you and your immediate family. And so I will hope that. But one of the things I also hope that the president-elect looks at is the budget of the First Lady's office. I will hope that there is some transparency to it. If they're going to maintain it, they need to let us know what are the things that are required of the office of the First Lady, so that it is something that can be audited. So that it's not just something where the First Lady got money and nobody knows what's happening. Look, I am not one person that's going to argue against the office of the Speaker having more money. Because if you understand how democracy is supposed to work, the office of the Speaker is second in line to succession. There is a lot of people, powerful people he ought to meet with and be able to travel and do a lot of things. So I'm not going to say to cut it down to bare bone, because I expect somebody who is the Speaker to be able to work. I mean, not like the ones we've been having that would just sit there and say decorous. But if we're going to have a Speaker, we cannot undercut the Speaker and then put somebody there and then they don't have the resources to perform. So for me, I am not going to sit here and advocate for the budget of the Speaker be cut substantially, because I understand what the speakership is all about and what they're supposed to be able to do. One of the things is we ought to have a way to have a legislative auditor that tells us how those money are being spent, and have an audit of the Speaker, the office of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker and the President pro tem. I would not be advocating for them to massively cut their budget, because those offices hold immense power and they should be able to do a lot of things.
Okay, let me open the line. Folks, the line is open. The number is up there. Give us a call. I think I'm connected. While we're waiting for the call, Mr. Judge, let me go back to you here. You told us already what are some of the things some of the stuff that you're going to be looking forward to, that this incoming see to it that these things happen. What we heard yesterday on Spoon, where Councillor Vardia suggested that the incoming turn ATS into turn ATS. Hold on, caller. We'll come to you. Turn ATS into a prison compound, because the folks that needed to go to jail, there's so many, and they can't afford to build new jail. Now, what are some of the things that you will hope this incoming will put in places, so that some sort of a mechanism to put in place to actually have some sort of a deterrent effect on the incoming and his people?
Mr. So, I did not, Councilor, with all due respect, and now I just go through about speech, statement. So I don't think people are going to turn the ATS to prison. There are prisons around the country that can be renovated for in a short term, and maybe if there's a maximum prison we want to build, people can build that later. But what I expect, Mr. So, is that this government, or the incoming government, is being boxed in the corner now in terms of leadership. How they're going to lead this country. This is very tough because what is happening now, the speed at which things are going, I can tell you, it's putting the United Party in a position that they have to be very careful. Because I can see the Liberian people, they will not have that patience. If they don't see certain things going, the government will be under pressure. Like one, corruption. Because as we speak today, to everybody in Liberia, what is on their list is prosecution of people, audit, holding people accountable. Now, how will Honorable Joseph Boakai government handle that? That would be a very serious thing in the
Okay,
fight.
let me hold you to that. And people are on the line already. Mr. You know who you're next in line. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. CEOs. You know who you are. Go ahead. I don't want to call your name. You see how stubborn he don't say anything until I call it. Okay, Mr. So, come on. Well, you're next. Mr. So, are you with us? Mr. So.
He got somebody Atlanta phone.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. What on your
Why
mind?
you finish dancing tonight and your phone? You finish dancing tonight and then your line is distorting. They told you not to dance and still you dancing. Okay. Guys, thank you as usual. So yeah, we are hearing so far from the New England Bureau, and if it does happen, that would be a huge thing considering what is being unfolding within the public sphere, the public cycle. I've been working on the phone lines since morning. In fact, I was into early morning that the president-elect, not vice president, the president-elect will be meeting the cross sections of Liberians in the ocean state of Rhode Island this week. We were told a person very, very close to the organizing committee and to the president-elect initially was slated for Sunday, but our understanding now is being moved to this Saturday. And there seems to be a sort of like inside preparation ongoing, but they are kind of tight-lipped on it. And what we've been told, in order to give you a good picture, do it differently, the organizer, and that of the president, they are calling Liberians to be, they don't want people to wear green, the traditional green and white, which is more or less predominant color of the Unity Party. They don't want it that way. They are asking people to be come in the national exile, which would be the reflections of the president, meeting cross section from different political backgrounds of the Liberian community here. We're also being told that he should be having a conference with the governor here, yet to be announced. But like I said, all of these are inside conversations. There's no official public statement, but what I can tell you, the president-elect will be meeting cross sections of Liberians in the ocean state of Rhode Island. This is huge. This is significant. If it does happen, because I know the social media has been saturated with all sort of news regarding the president's elect. So it is also important. That is another way of showing strength. And what we can also confirm, source close and familiar, it is actually true, but we try to place a call to authority within the Unity Party. No one has willing to speak on that. He did visit the Rhode Island hospital precisely on the 4th, and we do not know the details of the visit, but it is important that these information visiting that people could go for normal physical. I mean, that is a normal routine. He was there on the 4th and got out on the 6th. These are information people close, but they are keeping tightly. And I think this is where the Unity Party as a governing party coming into power where they need to be very, they do not want to go the route of the CDC. And that's why we see the management of the information that's being here. But bottom line here, the bigger picture will be if the meeting that is slated for this weekend, if it goes ahead as planned, because of the preparation we see making the ground here, that will be a huge, that will dispel, that will root all of these conspiracy and all sort of news making out here. And that's why you see some of the pictures here today were shown on the social media, the president-elect taking a walk out there. But I can tell you for sure there's a meeting this week, with the president-elect with the cross-sections of Liberia. The first venue was identified, but we've been told it has been changed. And so for Sunday, our understanding is being moved to Saturday. But from all indications, there will be a meeting. The president-elect with cross-sections of Liberia.
So will the meeting be here in the hospital?
I will put to a rest to all of this information.
Thank you. Will the meeting be here in the hospital?
Say it again.
Are you folks hosting a meeting in the hospital?
That's not what I said. I'm reporting information. You see, that's the problem with you people. Very little things to get under the skin. I never say I said yes. For the citizen here in Rhode Island. Look, this information for sure have been reported. We don't just easily jump to report information, but we can tell you for sure. And because we hold far with this news.
Don't bring hospital need.
It's not about your part. No. You don't need to start that. It's not your part.
But the man,
he doesn't know
had a headache campaign, so he just came for medical checkup.
I am telling you, you don't know your power activity and no more. What is important? What is important in the meeting? But it's the truth. We must report this information. So regardless, I don't care how you really feel. But these are, vital information that we are up against here, and we are verified with people in the proximity. We must say it.
We appreciate
the meeting not going to be here. It's not going to be here in the ER. Now I can tell you.
Okay. We were hoping that was going to be the next shoe that we're going to
not an ER, not an intensive care unit. So okay.
So even when we went to the program in PA, people start calling me, "Oh, why is it the man is not there?" And you're having a program in honoring of the man. People are just, I don't know, they are so naive. I will hear every now and then I go for checkup. I would be surprised that he came here, he didn't go for checkup. So I don't know why people take, if anyone can go for checkup, why not him?
Yeah.
I can't.
Let me take another caller. Mr. So, thank you very much for the information. Hopefully we'll discuss all of that tomorrow, but stay on the line. Terry, go ahead. You're next.
Yeah, thank you, Pato. I think people in Liberia just like gossip and they like bad news. So if you feed into it, then it's up to you. I think everybody believes that JMB is sick, but it's up to them. It's good that Mr. Stowe get the information that he will be available. So everybody going to see, and then that sickness stuff will cease. But what I wanted to speak to is actually concerning the JMB leadership taking over with all these sanctions. I think that if he do not persecute these people, the sanction that will fall, that's the sanction that have fallen on them will be irrelevant because it will still scare investors. Because you have,
hold on 1 minute. Can you use the word investigate first, and then they can try to pass the case onto justice ministry if they have enough evidence for prosecution. But you can't just jump from
I agree with you
and say prosecute. What happened to investigation first? But go ahead.
But investigation is supposed to be part of prosecution.
Okay, well, I'm not.
Is it not?
We're getting people as a woo when they catch them was prosecuting. We're getting as a woo when they catch them and prosecute them.
We want to. They'll put a collar in the fire.
Go ahead, Terry. Go ahead.
Sanction is part of persecution.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So because right now the sanctions is not going to help Liberia because people are afraid of Liberia now. With all those sanctions on those guys and those guys remain in the country, it's not healthy for the state. Even for Ambassador Boka taking over, how is he going to attract investors? So one way the sanction is not helping us, and another way it helps us if and only if he will investigate and people who are found guilty will be put behind bars for the crimes committed. Otherwise, it still threatens the international community from coming to Liberia because it puts Liberia in a position wherein we have been victimized of crimes, committing crimes against humanity. And this does not send a good signal to the outside world. So I see people are happy. For me, in as much as I support Ambassador Boka, I'm not too happy with the news because until Ambassador Boka can investigate and persecute according to you, Libra, the sanctions become irrelevant.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me go to the next one. Cobb, you're next. Cobb, C-O-B-B, you're next. Cobb, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the platform this afternoon, evening.
Thank you.
You know, this is my brother, sister, and my sister. I still see myself interview. I see them interview more. I know you guys also understand that your one election. Look, this thing y'all say is still events happening from the day Liberia funded. And got on air celebrating, enjoying. Look, when you talk about sanction is key because the thing about happening from day one. That's why we still be in. If you think these people are doing as a stop at the end, you don't believe it. It will be more worse. The reason that this thing is coming out more is because the internet, I think, in the country, in the world. The internet system exposed everything. So anything I do now, it come out.
That breakable toy, that breakable thing every day.
Internet, people are stealing. Is that what you're saying?
No, leave breakable.
Listen, I just said to you, internet made everything different now. You can put your phone now and say anything, whether it's truth or it's lie. It will go wild. It will go wild. But those things that are happening, this thing that are happening, it will not on air like this. The reason you see street information coming out, whether it's true or not true, I know you come out air and say anything, it will go wild. It will go
in your mouth. Breakable, you help.
No, that putting my mouth. No, listen.
Breakable say the people beating Prince Johnson. Breakable say you went to
come on, now.
How you will come on a public forum as such to say because the internet, that's why the people, everything going wild. So if it were not the internet, they were not going to be sanctioned.
Listen to say. What they say? He said, every day they say every day Japanese. Although not all the information are coming out is truth. He said it.
Well, did I say it was because of the internet? Wait, you get newspaper in Liberia? We didn't have a newspaper before in Liberia that was claiming people are doing something. So
he said, newspaper in Liberia? Okay, how many people read newspaper?
My man, unless you are not reading, unless you are not reading, I grew up reading newspaper in Liberia. So you are not reading, but okay.
Listen. One second, let me let my talk about. Yes, I've been commenting. I didn't read my comments.
I'm reading your comment. Then last year passing my ear. I'm reading your comment.
No, you got my big celebrating. This sanction king late. We expect a sanction come on the day she's getting power. Because they said we are incompetent. Everybody are going to government that rule. We are a criminal. For the day we are entering power, we are not entering power of criminal. Okay. So they say you don't be later. If we are come everything. No, let me tell you something. The thing you're not understanding that America is not there for you. If America was there for you, they can pass through in our country. That is not developing nothing in our country. Okay. Look at fast through in our country. They've been in our country for a while. What is development carrying in our country? But you're looking at corruption. Corruption is not an issue. The deception in Liberia is an issue. How many times I say this? I've been saying it. The deception in Liberia is an issue. The truth cannot be told.
Let me
And
ask
that's what's happening.
Breakable one question. Breakable, didn't your government go to Firestone and credit taxes in advance from them? How you expect people to do anything? Your government crediting taxes in advance?
You say you fought the corruption. It's not going to credit taxes in advance. What you do?
So you take it from the people, you put it on other people.
Even your workers are in fashion there. Why did you care for them? The workers are in fashion.
All right, thank
The
you.
fashion are there. What is plantation? What the company got there? All the rubber tape from in the fashion. What they doing?
Okay.
Some of our parents wear with fashion that will stop where they go shoot.
Okay.
You don't know what the people are having there.
Okay.
Even the register they get NGO in that country. What they doing? Nothing.
All right.
Ain't you a free help, my man?
Yeah, man.
Let me go around the room because we're getting ready to close. Thank you, Breakable. Appreciate it. All right, Miss. Oh, did I knock everybody on?
Yo, you hung up on everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Keto on our call there.
No, Keto been running away from LPR for a very long time now. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. So, sorry, you got knocked out. We're going around the room now. What's Mr. George? So, is there any parting statement you have before I go around?
No, not really a parting statement. I think it's when this sort of important information we get it, part of our responsibility is to tell the audience what we know. I know a lot of multiple phone calls. This information came almost 4 or 5 days, but we want to make sure whatever we say, we kind of like verify it. I talked to the rightful people to share this information. Sadly, actually, folks reach out. Regrettably, I'm not sure whether this weekend is a perfect one based on other engagement. I mean, that's the only thing. But other than that, I think what is important, the president having a conference, like I said, it will be a huge and significant one. We are hoping that it goes ahead as planned. Other than that, yeah, regarding report and sanction, hey, whatever they raise, that they are thing they live with, that's what catching up with them. So I'm not sure why to really. I mean, they got to deal with it. I don't think they knew it was going to happen. They know what they were doing, it was wrong. And people were saying it, and people were in defense of them for whatever reason, and they just thought they were above the law. Okay, if you are above the law in Liberia, there are other laws that you violated, they will catch up with you. So their own little things that they raised, now they are full blown, and they are speaking for themselves. So I really don't care. I think that our focus now is to shift because there's a huge tax going to be left on this incoming government. How they're going to solve those problems, how they intend to approach it, how they intend, because Liberians, people are very impatient. They think they would want to have a quick fix, and that would not be a quick fix. And that's what Senator Amara Collins was saying. So people should kind of like tighten their belt. The first 1 year might be a tough one based on the so many damages already been done. So people should kind of embrace and shouldn't think, well, Ambassador Brecker coming now and everything is going to turn into 100% perfect overnight. That's not going to happen. It's going to take time to discover, to find things, to put things in place. So, I mean, we just need to have this sort of conversation so that our people do avoid these sort of false news and people making up story because they don't agree with people that we don't agree with on this network. Yeah, sometimes we have this argument, but that's a different distinction we have with other platforms. Just buy more people for whatever, for no reason. And you're not putting.
Okay.
But I will be on tomorrow, and the Liberal.
What do you mean by I? What do you mean by I? Say we will be on tomorrow.
I can't guarantee you because you are violated. We told you not to dance, and you dance. These are some of the high, stubborn people we are talking about. Bye.
You say the bar for whistle. Bye.
Country, let's start with you. What will be your closing before I go to Sese?
You see, this is some of the things that our people are doing, and they are doing injustice or service. Let me say, in service injustice to our people. You see the information that Breakable is disputed out there. He said the internet make the people lie on the people. And you see, the internet is good sometimes and it is bad sometimes. It shows everything that is happening exactly as we see it. We have been saying if people lie on Jefferson Koji, okay, they are lying on him. But what have been displayed by him? We all have seen it. We all have people have advised him to stop doing what he was doing. He continues to do it. So is that lie? I just can't get over. But I know these guys are in denial, and to get somebody from that state of mind to change them, it takes time. But I want to tell Breakable that they will see a different government. We saw it in the Eddie Lair government when Eddie came in. The Unity Party led government, as you can call it, they came and started looking for, competent people. They didn't just come in to say, Sister is man Loma man or Mr. Toe is on my LPRO. We there together. I take it and just bring it in. They were looking for competency and what they could do to be achievable in their goals. And that's what Mr. Badka will be doing. President-elect will be doing as he says in his government. And what he has said, I believe what he has said because he being experienced, if he does not actually perform what he has said, we going to hold him at a high esteem. Because for George Weah, we knew he never had this experience. But he, Honorable Barker, with that experience and come and does not perform to our expectation, we will start questioning his administration. But I want to tell Brigham, we will do our. He said we were there. Sanction. I will never be happy of a sanction. Sanction is not a good need for an institution for a country. You having your country listed with almost how many persons? That's three, that's six. I think almost 7 or 8 persons.
Right.
Okay, being on a sanction. You think anybody will be happy of such? This is what someone we're avoiding. We didn't want our country at this level. Why should I be happy of that when it is affecting my country? You know how many resources leaving from the country to go out, and the people have to go be running after them. That would have done something. And I tell you guys, yesterday, I didn't want to talk about it because I was so scared. My niece was sick yesterday, and she was taken at the 14 military hospital that they cleaned so much that George Weah had done as one of his achievements. There is no equipment, CT scan, just X-ray, nothing is in our hospital. I say, yesterday the girl was there all day to get a CT scan. She has to be transferred. Can you imagine a young person like that had to be down with a stroke? They could not have a CT scan because before to carry to give a TPA, you must know the person's condition, and they have not done CT scan. It's today that transfer to JFK to go to the CT. So if you have a it has to be just in a 24-hour period, and that was not done. They're going to go on monitor. Monitor is for patients that when we see them, they have edema or in their brain or in their stomach, get rid of the fluid in there. That's when they. But this is the drip they had. I have to pretty good.
All right, let me take this last caller, and then I'll come to you, Mr. Judge. Thank you, Sister Country. Caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? And make it brief. What's on your mind?
But I'm on. What happened?
Oh, okay, Mr. Totti. Thank you. This is Kelly Lion Nakon. I'm calling from Fargo, North Dakota.
I was waiting for him. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Country will come right
Yeah,
back to you,
Mr.
rapid,
Joe.
please. I'm sorry, I thought you were done. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Toh, we are in a free war. We are in a free war. This is a democratic war.
Okay.
That we have to exhibit true democracy
Mhm.
if we want to be a true leader in this world or superpower to control others' countries and others. Well, Mr. Toh, this sunshine is on the CDC political party to weaken our momentum. I urge Washington to refrain from interfering into our politics like this. We got our First Amendment rights. Before
We ain't get no amendment left, bro. We ain't get no amendment.
to the Liberian people.
Are you saying that CDC have a First Amendment right?
But we don't have amendment in the
They
Constitution.
have told you you're not standing right with me.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Make a point.
Okay, yeah, you clear right now. Yeah, I can get you now. So the city before the ambassador could leave the country, he confessed over a few things, trade job on those who've been using our First Amendment right, like Jerome Vaudier. He said that going to concoct information to indict Koji. This same Koji here, Miss Taylor, Justina Taylor, even confessed that she lied on Koji. So we as citizens, we got a right to disprove these things because the United States create allegations on our people. They are not proving it. They have to prove the evidence to make sure one of those people are indicted. But however, I'm not saying those guys are trained. They are saints. No. The fact is that while corruption practices been growing in the country, during the time adding all those calculated corrupt practices that were on during any time, and she took responsibility of those, and money have been embezzled. But United States government have come hard on hailing, and that's wrong to the Liberian people and wrong to the CDC government. This government is a government of the ordinary Liberian people. And it's not time for them to be witch hunting our government. And this country, we have our sovereignty to be friendly with other nations.
Okay.
Even Muslim countries, Arab countries, we have sovereignty.
All right.
United States is our partner. The ambassador made me understand that I'm not a child to the United States. It's a G to G, government to government. You understand? So I don't know other Liberians all will be, my father, no. I'm in the United States, North Dakota. I got my First Amendment right to critique this country, and we're going to go hard on it. Jefferson Koji is innocent unless the United States can really prove Koji guilty of all this evidence. But with no oppositions, they concoct all these lies and put this information together to slow the CDC down. It's an attack on our government, attack on CDC. But we're going to use the reference democratic land. We're going to use the reference democratic channel to bring whosoever to vote. Or what good thing the Liberian youth, the Liberian people never did since our Civil War. Those who all support our Civil War, sponsor our war, but the Liberian people never wanted peacefully, democratically demonstrate against this country, against some of the foul play that went on into our country that make our refugees today. And we hear, and even fight our government, we try to resuscitate, but attack, indirect attack, a bias, attack.
Are you still refugee in North Dakota?
The men went Liberia to get in election or I came by state refugee.
Could you please wrap it up, make it quick so I can bring Mr. George in.
No, real quick, man. These two citizens men give me a headache tonight.
Yeah.
My brother Breakable, I know he might give me a whole day. I'll never touch it well if you come Breakable back. Yeah. I just take my phone on set. I put my daughter picture. The man can't with politics. I said, you can remember my people posting, beautiful princess, Breakable on there was zero politics.
Yeah, I know. I read that. I read his stuff. How to give us your closing on the less than two seconds, please.
Yeah, so but no, real quick.
I mean, since it will come to you, let's go to finish a statement. Go ahead.
But you see, the CDC and these citizens can really be like Mr. Toad always say, they can be put their toes in their mouth. He complained that the early government was corrupt. He complained that the people that fought the war, they were never punished. But again, you have power to punish these people. You have power to take them to justice. You never did.
Oh, what happened?
Okay? Who is he
You
really
cannot go
complaining?
nowhere.
Who is he complaining to? I can't understand them. But
Okay.
again, this is what will happen. They have sat there and they not had already complained that they haven't done. They are going to bring their complaint now to the UP party, Unity Party government. But
Okay.
I want to tell them that whatever possible way, some of their issues will be handled. Because we're not going to act like them. We're going to make sure those that are found in his eye, as he said, Koji, they're not wrong. But they have not been able to ask the government, the American government, to provide a proof. You say you didn't do it. Up to this time, they have not asked the American government to provide proof. How do you? So I'm so sorry for them. They so claim that they know everything. They say the government was for the people. So we, the other people, were not the common people to Liberia that the government was for. The government was just for a certain group of people. The government is supposed to be for every one of us.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to say thank you, Mr. Toad. That it was time. I really enjoyed this time with you guys.
Thank
And I want
you.
to say good night.
Thank you. Be by tomorrow. We'll be by girl, Mr. Soul tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
Okay. Mr. George, go ahead.
Yeah, look, let me say this. All the time that these people talking, it's a waste of time. Look, oh man, I don't know, Unbreakable, I get it. I get where you're coming from. But you're dead wrong. You can't take my money and say, I'm not talking your business. Don't take my money, then I will not put my money in your business. It's just simple. You know the biggest supporter of the Liberian government is the US. They gave the money they can give people to carry certain work. Now, if you don't take money from these people and say, hey, we run our show, we don't need no help, this and that, fine. But you take money from these people and then it's simple every day you come into. You're right here in this country. You're enjoying the democracy, the freedom you enjoy. The tax you pay, you see it working. So what makes it different that Liberian people, money must be misused by a few group of people. And when people talk, then you say, oh no, they should not say anything in your government. No. When you take money from people, you got to account for it. It's just simple. The Jefferson Koji issue, today I posted one of Jefferson's old video in the chat room. Let it go and view some of this young man tape. The way he speaks. Let it view it and ask themselves the question. If I'm speaking like this, how would someone interpret it? How would someone judge me? Let it go and look at those videos. It's just simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's just simple. So the whole thing is, they sanction, they talk about Samuel 12. Come on. 12, it's sad, is it? When they talk about the Crow report, they're not accusing anybody, no. George Weah himself, they set up a committee based on the Crow report that they needed further investigation. Coffee was head of that investigation. They submitted the report. George Weah sat down there today. That. So when people come and talk about the Crow report did not implicate anybody, then I wonder, where are you people coming from? Go and read that document. They talk about financial inconsistency. There are documents that people could not get. The thing was stored by you people.
Okay.
So, let me just leave it know. Let it please, when they're talking these things, what the guy said, the internet is there. Just go and Google it, do your search, you will see it. And you will read it, you know who is telling the truth.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Josh. Sister, go ahead. Take her home.
Yeah, I think this has been a good show, but I just got two things. I think the U.S. government should tie restraints to every budgetary support that they gave to the incoming government. And one of the things that they should tie on there is the fight against corruption and the rule of law. I think that's one of the things I'll be pushing for. I will be calling people that I know that have power in this country, that at minimum, there are some restraints, there are some requirements tied to budgetary support for the government that's going in place. I want the government to get support, but there should be restraints and requirements tied to it. The next piece is I am organizing a freedom bus ride. We're picking up from Center Street and we're passing all the way through Fargo, North Dakota. We're picking up everybody. We're going to DC to go protest. So if you're hearing my voice, you're in Center Street tomorrow, just wait by the third grave that is left of the blue one. The bus will be parked there. We'll be picking people up and we're coming to DC to protest.
And what is the nature of the protest?
We're coming to get Jefferson Koji the name of the take my uncle name for on that sanction list.
You know,
that's why Prickable say you are laughing. All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's meet tomorrow, Mr. Social.
I didn't just make Prickable fan.
I thought Johnson be leading the chat.
Thank you, guys. Say thank you very much. Again, folks, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in this evening. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. We have a wonderful time. Thank you. And these sanctions for me, they are not something to be joyful about, because these are things that are affecting other brothers and sisters. And they're also affecting the image of the country as well. And all of us as Liberians do love Liberia massively. I mean, we are Liberians. We love our country. There's no two-way street about it. But I want to thank you very much. I'm way behind time. We'll be back here again for Mr. So. And as I stated, if you were to go to www.liberiapublicradio.com, you will have this program on as well. I want to thank you very much. Immediately after the show, the other DJ for LIBERIA Public Radio will kick up, and all the music that you've been thinking about will be playing 24 hours. So I want to thank you very much, and I'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, folks.
C'est pas facile d'opérer.